Hey YouTubers, it's Tony with Mayberry Mini Trucks. Today is Friday, January 2nd, 2026. And this is the first video of 2026 that I'm doing. I just got back from the boat and I put in 800 more amps of lithium battery, which makes a total of 1600 amps of lithium battery. And I think I'm going to stop there. You know, I know this isn't a sailing channel, but I'm getting the boat ready for passage making. And, I've got a water maker and plenty of house bank battery now, some solar panels, and just kind of getting it ready for the blue sea. So I'm really looking forward to it. And my plan is to strategically enter the unknown. So anyway, well, guys, this is a video for Tim in North Carolina. And Tim is far enough away where it's not convenient for him to just pop over here and check it out. So we're doing a video for him, and we're going to be his proxy. And so this is a good way, a very effective way for us, the way we do things so thoroughly, showing every scratch, every nick, every ding. And this is a $5,500 mini truck. It's a Honda mini truck. And what's nice is it runs great. It's really nice. Of course, the four-wheel drive works. Whoops. Oh, man. My camera's getting a mind of its own here. Sorry, guys. Let me try that again. Oh, there we go. But anyway, so we're going to do a very careful job showing all of the things that could be objectionable. Mayberry Mini Trucks got the law passed, making these street legal. We were the very first ones in the United States to do that. We made mini trucks popular. We brought them to the dance floor in a big way. Now, it's not that nobody ever imported a mini truck before us, but we were the first ones to really popularize them in a big way. And so we're not the only people now selling mini trucks, but we do strive to remain the best and bring in high quality and really bring value to the table. So that's our goal. So we also use synthetic oil. We changed the oil with 5W30 full synthetic engine oil, new oil filter, new air filter. We check the fluid in the front differential, the rear differential, the transmission, the transfer case, if one is present, and the antifreeze in the radiator. Make sure the battery's good. Check the brake fluid and make sure that it has good power. So I'm going to get started here on this 1992 Honda Active 4x4 5-speed, and it has 26,916 original miles. All right, guys, well, let's check this thing out. Tim in North Carolina. All right, well, the first thing, the antenna is still there, which is nice. Going around the perimeter of the windshield, we got some paint that got nicked off there. Looks like a little spot there they touched up, but it's not rust through. That doesn't go through there. Coming around the remainder of the windshield, guys, this windshield is beautiful. No rust at all. That's dirt right there. Trying to make it clean. It's tough to do with this synthetic shirt or jacket. Okay, now we have a dent on the front here, ding here, dent here, and a ding here. The front bumper actually looks really nice. Now we're going to take a look at the door. And what we're going to do is come down the pillar, and we have a crease right here, like a crease dent. You can see right there. Guys, we have 29 mini trucks at the port, and Customs just told us that they are doing a species identification. And we've had this happen several times over the years where they send it off to the lab and identify this whatever snail, moth, um, and but you know that's what's going on right now. The shipment has been confiscated. So, well, all right. Now, you can see here. I already showed that, and that's paint chipped right there. Good looking tire. And this is the inside of the fender. Now you can see the paint is chipped off, the white paint, but it's not rusted. That's important. Coming down the door post, we have a paint chip there, little paint chip there. Coming down the door post, a scratch there. But it's in pretty good shape. Now we have several nicks, little tiny little bubble right there at the seam. Scratch, just pebble peck here, here, all the way down. You've got some pebble pecks. That's a ding. And then here, the paint is flaked off in these different areas. So, it's not like a disaster, but you can see it's got what I like to call dings and bruises, but nothing too objectionable. Now, this is the gas tank here. And underneath, this has a disconnectable four-wheel drive. That is where you do it right there. There's a 10 millimeter nut and a 10 millimeter bolt, and you rotate, you take off the lock bolt, and then you rotate the nut 90 degrees, and your four-wheel drive is disconnected. That's what those directions are there for. But nobody ever does that, ever. All right, so you can see the back of the cab is scratched up, and the bed is scratched. But what's really important is the condition of the engine cover is really nice, meaning it's just scratched. In fact, the whole bed is just scratched. So somebody used their bed, but they didn't abuse it. Now I want to show you the condition of the ribs on here. I'm going to let this down all the way. So I used to do this way back in the day. Look at the condition of these ribs. I used to do this on a lot of trucks years ago, but you can see that the ribs are not damaged, but the paint is scratched. And I think that's pretty significant. All right, so now the tailgate. So several just paint chips and a few very tiny dings. But the plastic is in good shape. This is a tow hook here. And the bedside panel has about half a dozen dings. One here, here. So, and little paint chips. But again, there's no cancer here. All right, we actually have a battery cover. You know what I do with that battery cover? I would paint that with some black spray paint. It comes off, but that would not be a bad idea. It would look remarkably better. We have a scratch here, nice rain drip guard, pebble peck there. And guys, this door is in really nice condition. Let's look inside. All right, the door panel looks good, just sun bleached. Let's look for rust. No rust. Inside of the wheel housing, again, good. Dirty, not bad though. Under the floor mat, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Underneath there, looking good. So, really, this thing is not so bad. I mean, it's really not. It's more, I would say, a work grade truck. Certainly not a unicorn. Okay, so we do have a crack in the door panel right there. If you took some super glue and just filled that and then put that back together like that, that would be all you needed, because this plastic is the kind of stuff that super glue would bond really well to. All right, now, underneath this door, we have some rust right there. Right there. And underneath, we just hosed it out, so it's a little wet there, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Pretty cavernous under there. Good place to store stuff. This is a vent. This reminds me of the Dodge Dart from the 60s and 70s. All right, now this seat has been chewed up. So there you go. Now, let's take it for a drive. Whew, it is chilly out today. Oh, let me get a drink here. Okay. You know, it's funny. Back when I first got in this business, I only imported Suzuki, Daihatsu, and Subaru. And I thought, oh, Mitsubishi, I don't know. What a mistake. I should have imported Mitsubishi from the beginning. But I didn't import Hondas because I thought, oh, they're always all-wheel drive. And I'm going to suffer in fuel economy and turn radius, neither of which was true. These turn on a dime, and they do not suffer from bad fuel economy because it's all-wheel drive. So I was wrong on both counts. In fact, there's one brand of mini truck that I've never had a four-wheel drive issue with. You know what it is? Honda. That's the only truck I've never had a four-wheel drive problem with, which is pretty remarkable. All right. So now, guys, we're going 60 miles per hour, and it feels great. It really does. It really does. I would have no problem buzzing all over town in this truck. I can tell. I've driven thousands of them. You just know how to feel it when you get in it. And you can tell, oh, this one here, this one drives great. Fourth gear. So now I'm going to go up this hill, and that's fifth gear, and see how it does going up this hill. Now that's fifth gear, and now I'm going up a hill. And we're holding pretty good at 70 kilometers per hour, or just a hair under 70, which is like 41 miles per hour, perhaps 40 miles per hour. So we're booking up this hill. Now I'm going to slow down for this 90-degree curve, and then it gets steep. So here we go. So now, guys, I am going 34 kilometers per hour up a steep hill, and we're in fifth gear. Now, let's see what happens. Very demanding set of circumstances going up a steep hill in fifth gear at 35 kilometers per hour. But we're not going 35 anymore. No, we're going 45 now. We're accelerating in fifth gear up a steep hill, which is a big, big deal. What that means for Tim is this has excellent power. I mean, that to me is the most important part. Look at that, 55. That's the most important part of this test drive. So, that was a success. Tim, I like this vehicle. And I am your proxy. So, I am the owner of the company, but I try to be very, very objective. And, you know, I would much rather show you all of the bad stuff and then the good stuff, like that test drive. And the fact that this doesn't have any cancer, it's not eaten out with rust, it's just got its dings and bruises. So I think it's a good truck. If you're interested, let us know. Our telephone number is 336-777-9957. Justin's phone number is 336-970-3885. And we really enjoy our business, guys. I mean, I've started this business 16 years ago, and we were the first one to really, there was a guy in California, I think, and a guy in Oregon, and they're no longer, this business is a revolving door, because when Customs rings your bell, like they did us today, it's painful, because those trucks have to be tented and fumigated with a special fumigant and supervised all the while by Customs. And who do you think pays for that? We do. And when that stuff happens, people just get shell shocked. They get out of the business, and now we're paying 35% tariff. And a lot of people are trying to be sneaky and not pay the tariff, but they're going to get caught. And I of course, I don't mention who's doing that, but you know, you have to be very careful in this business and play by the rules, because you're not, you know, it's just not worth it. Anyway, don't mean to get down that rabbit trail. Tim, if you're interested, let us know. And guys, please hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Then it will be easier to find our channel. And also hit notification if you'd like to be notified when our 29 units finally do come in. And then also, if you like the content, hit thumbs up. Guys, thank you for watching our video.